What's up, YouTube? It's Justin for Party Rental Knowledge. If you don't know, I help start party rental companies, teach them all the knowledge they need to get started. Got an interesting subject here today, yard signs. Big hit for 2020. Going to be a bigger hit for 2021. I found somebody who's got another YouTube channel, Sign Fairies. If you're into signs, this is the dude you're going to want to check out. Renek, why don't you introduce yourself?
Thanks so much, Justin. Yeah, my name is Renek Morris. I'm the owner. My wife and I are the owners of Sign Fairies. Our website is signfairies.net, and we are in the yard card celebration business. We go to people's houses, put happy birthday signs in their front yard. We decorate it with unicorns if they want unicorns, and then we're out. 24-hour rental. And it's been, because of COVID, we've been killing it. It's been awesome.
That's interesting. It's just one of those questions that I got, I think, because I have so many questions for this stuff. I'm sure a lot of people do too. This industry is kind of newer for the most part, you'd say, right? Or like it's probably
let me tell you what happened. Let me tell you what happened to me. Give you the lowdown.
Yeah, how'd you get started in the business?
How we got started. So prior to starting Sign Fairies, my wife is a teacher, and she didn't want to teach anymore. And I owned my own business where I was outsourcing cold calling. So I was making phone calls all day long. And then in January of last year, there's some rumblings towards this COVID thing. And come February, my business stopped. And we had started Sign Fairies in November, but we were so busy with so much other work that we didn't really focus a lot of time on the yard sign business, which is we were busy, right? So we had a starter set. We bought it from Victory Store. And basically what we did was when we weren't making any money in the other business, we started yard signs. But the only great part about COVID-19 is that moms couldn't have really wild, outlandish celebrations for their kids because you can't get people together. So the next best thing for moms, and moms, are connected to the purse strings because they care about their kids, was yard signs. And so we ran a Facebook ad, $50 Facebook ad, and for the first 8 weeks, we were probably installing at least a sign a night, sometimes 4 a night, sometimes 2 a night. And we were counting the cash, and it was great. It really was, man. It was awesome. And, that's how we kind of got started. And a buddy of mine introduced me to it. We looked at a franchise. We don't want to pay franchises. We want to be independent. And we started it from scratch. We bought our own starter set. We built our own website. We got the word out there. We got a private Facebook group. We got a Facebook page, and we just hammered down. You know what I mean? Probably like no different than what you do, and went out there and made it happen. And if we got our arm chewed off because we had a bad night, we sewed it back on, and the next day we installed more signs. So it was more about getting more, and making sure that people were happy and smiling. And that was the byproduct of what we offered. So it was awesome.
Yeah, that's interesting. So what does one delivery look like versus 5 deliveries, you'd say?
So
like multiple.
So the great part about our business is that it's simple. We're talking a plastic corrugated sign. We're talking an H stake or a single stake, and you put it in the ground. So the act of putting these together and actually installing them can take anywhere between 10 minutes to 30 minutes. Some people spend hours doing it. It all depends. But we charge roughly $100 an hour. $100 a rental, and it's a 24-hour rental. So this. If I'm spending an average of 5 hours on one rental, that's from pulling the inventory, that's from talking to the customer, that's invoicing the customer, that's going out and driving 15, 20 minutes to the location, installing, coming back home, and then that next night going back out there, grabbing it, cleaning it off in inventory, you're probably looking, 3.5, maybe 4 hours. On a good day, 3 hours. So you get 3 of those or 4 of those going on in one night in different locations. Listen, you can spend a lot of time in the car. We were spending sometimes 4 hours a night in the car. And when I say we, I mean me. My wife stayed at home. She did all the decorating. So we had to make sure that we learned that we had to stay within a 10-mile radius. And if we went out 10 miles, we had to charge more because we weren't making any money if we went any farther. So really what boils down to is organization, and it boils down to just having the right vehicle to warehouse all this stuff, because these H stakes are 30 inches high. We get it all set up before we actually go somewhere. So when we get there, we hop out of the car, we put it all in. We're not putting stakes together in while we're doing the install. So,
That's really smart.
You gotta, and listen, there's a lot of people who are a lot better at it than I am, but yeah, you gotta be organized, just like I'm sure you gotta be organized in your business. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta know what you're doing. You gotta know where you're going. You gotta have your GPS or your Facebook or your Google Maps all set and square to go. And when you hop in the car, man, you're going. But the longer, I was gonna say, the longer it takes for you to do this, the more money you're losing, right? And I know you get that. So you want to be fast and you want to be efficient. So it's a timing thing.
The industry is pretty similar between our industry, your industry, and my industry. It is the same industry for the most part. Like a lot of the deliveries and all that. So that's why I got you on Party Rentals. I think it's part of Party Rentals. I got some yard signs. I got some happy birthday yard signs sent to me. I'm just going to put them on my rental inventory and put them on. But one of my main questions is like, so now you're setting these up like at night most of the time, so they see them the next day in the morning. Like, I think that's the norm that I see. But then I don't want to do that unless they're going to pay extra for it. So I'll do that with my happy birthday yard signs. They'll have that option, but I also want to push it as an option to set up with the bounce houses and stuff and put in front or as a decoration on the side. I don't know if you see that as both. Like, what do you see more of, the presentations for the morning?
So it kind of boils down to how you want to run your business. So I got 3 kids. I got a 15, 13, and a 10-year-old. My wife is busy now with COVID teaching them, and I got to work throughout the course of the day, managing my business and other stuff. So I actually prefer to do it at night, because I either take one of my kids, so I teach my kids what we're doing. So they're learning what hard work is. They don't like it, but we do it and we pay them. So we prefer to do it at night, simply because usually the kids are asleep, right? And they're not going to see it. They're not going to hear us. We're kind of like SEAL Team 6. We roll in there. We text them when we're coming. We text them when we're leaving. We send them a picture if they want it. And then we don't talk to the customer or see the customer. And then the next night at the same time, after we've done an install, we'll go to that one place, pick that thing up, and boom, we go home. Now, you could do it in the morning. Some people do it in the morning, like 5 o'clock in the morning, and then they pick it up that night, maybe at like 12 o'clock or 11 o'clock. But, you got to weigh out what works best. I got a family, and I like doing it at night. I'm a night owl, so it works out for me. For people do it in the morning, it's probably they're morning people. So it depends.
It depends what you want to split your shift too. Maybe you only have a small inventory and you want to be able to push those the next day, and that'd be a factor, because you're not going to want to pick up and deliver in the same night, because that might not fit your delivery schedule. Sometimes it does. Go ahead and go for it, but for my delivery guy, it doesn't happen all the time. So
no, listen, I think you have a much clearer and better understanding of all the dynamics that go into installation, because the stuff that you're doing is far more complicated and far more cumbersome and requires that much more organization. So for you, this would be, or for anyone who's in this industry, in the event planning business or in the party rental business, this is a no-brainer, right? And this is, for these guys, this is an add-on, right?
That's what I was about to say. You're an add-on.
You add another $100 to this thing, another $200, whatever you want to do, or you bundle it in and you go.
But here's the misconception. There's people making over 100K in yard signs too. So I know people that aren't making that much money in bounce houses. So, what I mean? What's an add-on when it's that point? They might be adding on bounce houses if they're making that much money in yard signs.
It's a very good point. So, and what I can tell you is, like your industry, our industry is very, very, very competitive. So the inventory and the out-of-pocket expense to start one of these things isn't overwhelming. And that's the primary reason why we got in it. So after 8 weeks of doing this thing locally in my area and being the only one, I got 7 competitors, right? And they are charging, $10 to $15 less than I am, right? So you got to hustle and hustle hard if you're making 100 G's. And it's possible. Trust me when I tell you, it's absolutely possible. But for someone who's got other things that are going on and it's not their primary, you know what I mean? Like, you got to grind, dude. It's a grind.
Hey, don't hear 100 grand and think, oh, I'm going to do signs now. He said 100 grand. It's a lot. That's a big business. So how much does it cost to get started? Let's get into that topic. It's a perfect spot to get into.
Yeah, great question. So on my YouTube channel and my private Facebook group, I have a lot of women who want to get into this business. Believe it or not, there's a lot of women in the balloon business. I didn't know anything about the balloon business so that's a big business. And so
I'm trying to get
a lot of these women want to add yard cards to their balloon business for obvious reasons. So they asked me, what should I buy? And what I say to them, because what I've seen a lot of balloon people, a lot of other people who have other businesses start the yard card business and drop like $3,500, $5,000 in signs. And then, look, there's work that goes into this. You're not digging ditches. We're not jackhammering concrete, right? But if you haven't exercised and gone out and actually put stakes in the ground for a while, you're going to be sore. And what people don't understand is that they're going to be sore. And it's hard. I mean, it's not digging ditches, but it's hard. So people think it's easy. And then when they get into it, they're like, wow, this is a lot harder than I thought. So they're into it for $3,500, $5,000, and they don't want to do it anymore. So then they sell all their signs. So what I recommend to everyone is spend anywhere between $800 to $1,000. And here are the things that you would want to buy. We make it really simple. You want to buy a black letter set that is either 24 inches or 20 inches black. And if you're going to buy one, you don't buy an alphabet, right? You buy a letter set that has multiple letters. And because, I bought a letter set that didn't have all the letters that we needed. But if you spell happy birthday and you only have 2 P's in red and your client's name is Patty, you got to figure out how to make a red P because you've already used the other 2 in happy. So these letter sets, you're probably going to run you anywhere between, $600, $700, and you'll have anywhere between 75 to 90 letters. And then that will be your foundation for all of the names of the people that you're celebrating. And then you could go to my website, signfairies.net, and there's other people that you can go to as well. And you can buy simple happy birthday sets. So you'll buy happy birthday, that'll come with it. And it's got anywhere between 14 and 18 accents. What's an accent? A present, a red present, a blue present, right? Some people put in stars, some people put in balloons, like all that kind of stuff. And you get 1 or 2 of those just to see how it works. And then now you have a business. So when you start renting stuff, and if you rent 2 or 3 in 1 week, now you take that money. If you want to buy more stuff, do it that way. But don't invest $3,000. Don't invest $5,000 unless you know that you want to do it. I've just seen too many people fire sale their stuff at a loss, and it just pains me. It's just not worth it. So I'd say $1,000 is just enough to get you started for you to see whether or not it's right for you.
Yeah, that's what would you buy? So you're saying you just buy, if you were to break it down, you're gonna buy letter sets like maybe two or 3 happy birthday. See, I got a happy birthday boy and girl one, blue one and a pink one. Perfect. That's all I bought.
That's all you need.
That's all I started with.
That's all you need. I mean, as long as you have your black letter set and 2 happy birthday sets, what you want, if we're going to get into the details, what you want to be able to do is have your boy set and your girl set be unisex in a way, right? So that you can interchange the accents within each happy birthday, right? So now you have happy birthday. And so it doesn't look like when they post these pictures, all you have is 2 sets. Right. And so what will happen is when you do this and you see the feedback and you see these moms loving their kids, you're going to go out and buy more stuff. And that's really the fun part at the end of the day. But no more than 1 or 2 happy birthday sets. I'd say even 3 if you know that this is for you. But don't spend more than $1,500. I would highly recommend not to do that, and keep it in a manageable cost area so that you can determine if this is for you, if it's another part of your business, or you're starting on your own.
That's what I was thinking about. I was honestly thinking just doing that. Maybe add a couple like unisex accent pieces, like a stork
Yep.
or something, or like
Unicorns are
like
big.
some
Yeah.
yeah, like maybe some that are straight up boy girl too, because I have the boy girl happy birthday.
Right. Right.
But I'm also thinking but I'm trying to keep it universal so I could try and use it for both, so I could justify
Yeah.
it more. And then
So that's what you want to make sure.
another thing I was thinking about was congratulations. Just basic congratulations or something like that, or graduate or something like that, or
So you're going to have that, but 90% of what you rent, 90% of what you rent is happy birthday. I wouldn't worry about anything else. And if you have a black letter set, you can just spell congratulations, and then you could use all your other, you know what I mean? So do not get into themes. Like, so what's happening now? A lot of women who really enjoy. You ever heard of a Cricut machine, or these crafting machines where they can print vinyl and make their own signs? A lot of women are into that, and guys too. So you can actually spend $400, maybe $500, and make your own stuff, which is what I want people to be able to do. Because if our biggest expense is signs, and I spend $10 or $12 on a letter to get it shipped to me, and I know I can make it for $2, now you're just eating $10. Now you're making $10 more profit on your deal, and you're making your own. So I encourage people who are crafty and like that kind of stuff to look into plotters, and they can check out my YouTube channel, Sign Fairy channel. I have videos on buying a plotter. I have videos on cutting corrugated plastic. I mean, I have over 100 videos for you to digest if this is really something that you want to get into. And maybe you want to go there first before you buy anything to see whether or not it's right for you. And that's always a good thing. So you don't need to do congratulations. You don't need to do welcome home. Don't do any of that stuff.
I hear you, man. That's very important advice. I hope everybody's listening to that, because I would have just made a mistake going off what I know normal from the rental industry. And it seems like a lot of people are doing the same thing, because themes is how you advance, but it's not something you want to advance with the sign world unless you're kind of serious with it for the most part. If the margin is 90%, don't do anything other than happy birthday if you're doing party rentals. But if you're doing just signs, you might want to have some other signs.
So let me say this. Can I just say this on top of that with regards to themes? So I got really excited about themes because I thought that themes would be what everybody wants, right? So I got a hunting theme, for guys. I got a camping theme. I got all kinds of other themes. I spent about $3,000 on different themes. And what I can tell you sells the most are not themes. What sells the most are happy birthday and different accents and things that you would add to happy birthday. So, you could stay away from unique themes. Usually at the end of the day, my uniqueness or what I like isn't what everybody else likes. So, I'm sitting here looking at stuff that are themes that I spent money on, and I'm not renting it. And so I'm losing money. So I would say stick with happy birthday. And when people want to customize stuff, then you charge them extra for it, and then you add it to your inventory. Now you can sell it.
Yeah, I like that. So what would you do differently? That probably goes into themes. All that goes into it. But what would you do differently besides all that?
So what I would do differently is really the advice that I gave you. So what I can tell you is when I bought my starter kit, I bought it with a lot of accents that we all used. And listen, this starter set has paid for itself 5 times over. I spent $1,800 on it. But what I got I got letters that I didn't get enough of the letters that I learned that I needed, right? So I had a black set, I had a yellow set, and I had a red set. And I had a total of 103 letters for all of that, but I had to learn how to make my own P's because I didn't have enough P's. I had to learn how to make more H's because I didn't have enough H's. I had to learn how to make more Y's because I didn't have enough Y's. So take what I've learned and buy a letter set that has multiples of those so that you're not figuring out how to make this. So what I learned is I didn't need to spend $1,800, but I'm glad that I did. And that what I learned is that you should really think through what it is that you're going to buy. And there's enough information out there that you can learn what people have done wrong, like me, so that you can figure out what works right for you. And I'd say that the other biggest challenge that I'm solving for now is, imagine just for a second, you have 3 letter sets. You have red, yellow, and black. And you have 3 different people want happy birthday spelled out in all 3 of those colors, right? So now you have 3 sets of happy birthday out there in all 3 of your different colors. And then somebody calls you that night and says, you know, I need a happy anniversary on my yard. And you're like, no problem. But now I don't know what I have. I got stuff like I don't have inventory, right? So we talked about inventory, and there's some women who are brilliant and they put this in an Excel spreadsheet, and God love them. I just can't do that. It's just too much detail. My head will explode. So I am investing in a software that we did a live stream on called Good Shuffle that will manage that entire process, Good Shuffle Pro, and will make my life easier from an inventory management standpoint. And I would say spend time looking into software that will help you do that, because the headaches that it will save you will be significant.
Yeah, I remember you're about the Good Shuffle Pro. I know ERS just did a whole thing for yard signs too. They're actually giving out they're actually doing things with they're releasing yard signs at cost too. So you're gonna want to look into this too.
It's ERS, right?
They have event rental systems. I have a link in the description if you want to check it out.
Yeah.
So basically what they're doing is they're going to give out the signs at cost because they want people to use their software. So if you're using their software, you have access to be able to buy signs not at $12, but like maybe like $8 and shit or stuff like that.
Right.
So it's very lower entry point to all that. And they tried to talk to a bunch of the manufacturers, I guess, and then they weren't playing ball. So, and they just like, whatever. So then they just started like, okay, we'll just align with the manufacturer then. So they're going to be able to, that guy's going to get rich. So, So basically, yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? He's getting that cost.
It's ridiculous.
Well, they just want to do you guys to have the software. That's what they're selling. They don't care about the signs. So, and then nobody else wanted to play ball because they realized that, well, if the ERS gets so big, then why would they need them? But they don't really care about them. They don't care about the manufacturing. That's why they're drop shipping it to everybody.
Right.
So, that's pretty sweet. Thank you for having on. We'll have you guys on again. I'm going to probably do a live stream with you, I think, just to answer a bunch of people's questions. And I'd love to hop on your channel and maybe do the same thing as well. He has live streams on Sundays, everybody, as well. Sundays,
yeah. So you can follow me on crowdcast.io. You just got to sign up using your Facebook account and just do a search Rennick, and my name pops up. And then you got to sign up for my private Facebook group because I post all that kind of stuff in there too. And yeah, we would love to have you on there. I think I just did a YouTube video on an event that we did, and just talking with you, I saw you like rolling your eyes like, oh, this new guy. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot to learn. And in the yard cart business, we're in the events business by default. We just don't even know it. So there are opportunities for go-getters who, if they want to make more money doing events, because that's extremely profitable, they can do that. And since you've been doing it at such a young age, and even doing it now, and you're doing it well, you got to share the knowledge, buddy. You got to drop the knowledge bombs on my team.
So I'm just got the YouTube channel. I'm trying to shed all the information. I don't mind.
You're not trying, dude. You're making it happen. There's no trying. You're doing
it. He's being modest too. You guys think that he's playing? He just did like a 4 or 5K event for a company just in yard signs. No bounce houses. Only thing, add a couple blow up inflatables. Go check out that video that he just posted on his channel, because I'm probably going to do a critique on all the stuff he did wrong.
Please do. Like, blow it up. I want, like, yeah.
That's how we learn, everybody.
That's how we learn, man.
Like, subscribe, share this video. Check out these ones too, everybody. All these stuff. I hope to see you guys soon. We're going to have them on for live for sure. I know you guys are going to have a bunch of questions.